So I'm driving through South Dakota on a solo golf road trip, and I'm passing by a city called Sioux Falls, and I just got this message on Instagram. I'm gonna read it to you. Hello Drew, my daughter told me that you are stopping by Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I would love for you to stop at my restaurant to enjoy a fantastic Syrian meal. We will offer you Syrian and Midwestern hospitality. I absolutely love Syria, its people, and its cuisine, but I was not expecting to have a Syrian meal here in South Dakota, so I'm gonna go inside right now. It's just the restaurant behind me and see what it's all about. As soon as I opened that door, I knew I'd be in for a real treat. This is so cool. I feel like I'm in the Middle East right now with these decorations. It was 10 a.m. just before the lunch crowd came rolling in, and Sanaa came immediately to greet me and bring me into her kitchen. Elbow, can we do that?
So I'm going to make za'atar. So you can eat za'atar in South Dakota.
Pretty far from Syria.
Oh yeah. I have more za'atar than my mom in Syria. Olive oil. We have falafel, eggplant with moussaka, feta tomatoes, feta olives. Proud to say that we train South Dakotans to eat muhammara, hummus, baba ganoush. We sell it now in local stores.
Good for you.
3 local stores and the health stores. I undersold myself here.
You undersold?
I undersold. I have a master's degree in nutrition. So for me, I'm conscious of people's diet because you can always add salt, but you cannot take salt away.
Sanaa is the absolute sweetest lady you could ever meet, but it's no surprise because that's just how Syrian people are. I was instantly brought back to my amazing 2 weeks in the Middle Eastern nation. That looks really good.
Everything made fresh from scratch here. That's the point of my restaurant. And that's why we survived all these years. And also this is my version of muhammara. In Syria it's more dry because they use breadcrumbs. This is the most popular one for us is chicken shish tawuk. So shish tawuk usually on a skewer, but it's dry. I don't like it, so I changed the recipe. And then we have beef kafta. That's what's called kebab hindi in Syria. It's a kafta that's cooked in tomato sauce. We chop 500 bunch of parsley for tabbouleh, and everything made from scratch, and we chop by hand. We don't use the machine. This is, for example, is like the shawarma. And this one is the chicken with basil pesto and some dried tomato and tahini. So it's a mixture Italian-Syrian. And like I said, the idea is that you can hold it and eat it while you're walking. Nothing fall apart. And by the way, we don't fry, so I bake my falafel. This one is chicken tahini with ginger. Yeah, see, and that here we have the beef pomegranate. So I use spices to make it a little more unique.
After I got the complete tour of Sanaa's kitchen, my mouth was salivating, and so she kindly fixed me up a plate of my favorite dishes. Even with a mask on, it smells so good in this kitchen. So excited to eat. We sat down together and had a lovely chat where I got to find out about her background story. I don't even know really what to say right now. This looks incredible.
Your action will tell a lot, so just
What should I try first?
You have to try our hummus, that's
like a staple thing.
Well, because we make it from scratch. I think it's so close to the one in Syria.
Wow, the texture and the taste. It's the same.
Yeah, see, I was grew up in Damascus, but then when all the kids left to college, my parents moved to their hometown, which is Tartus.
I've been to Tartus.
Okay, well,
on the coast.
Yep, I'm from
I went
Tartus.
to Latakia and Tartus.
Yeah,
oh
I'm
my
from
god.
Tartus. Yeah, so my family now live in.
Crazy.
Yeah.
By the way, this is so good. I'm eating slowly because I want to keep the
savor it. Thank you. Thank you.
So, why South Dakota?
In California, I got a master's degree. I went to Washington, D.C. I went to Syria actually. This is funny. People don't think of this in Syria. So I went to Syria. I have a master's degree from California, and they didn't know what to do with me because you have to have PhD. So you're a doctor or you're an engineer. There's no in between. I couldn't find a job. I came back to Washington, D.C. I worked in embassy because at that time I really wanted to help my family. The dollar was becoming more and more expensive. So while I was working in the embassy, I met a friend. Her cousin was moving to a new apartment. We helped him. He was involved in politics. He wanted somebody to house sit his home. I was the poor student, so I house sat his home. And he invited me for dinner to thank me, la 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 la. He proposed, and after I said I do, he said, by the way, I'm sick and tired from Washington, D.C. I want to move back home. Home was South Dakota.
He's not Syrian, your husband?
His parents Lebanese, but they came like hundreds years ago. So when I married my husband, we moved first to Rapid City, right in the Black Hills, but in the hills, right by Mount Rushmore. And I was born, grew up in Damascus. I went to school in Los Angeles. I lived in Washington, D.C. I love big cities.
Yeah.
I love people, I love crowd, I love noise, I love pollution.
It's like me.
And all of a sudden, you get off the deck, and there's all wild turkey, goats. I mean, it's beautiful, but no sound. It drove me nuts. So one time my husband came and found me, just coming berserk. So he said, you like to cook and all this stuff. Why don't you pursue it? So I went to Italy, I went to France, to learn baking, more sauces,
nice. So I've noticed you mentioning a lot about nutrition, which is great. To be completely honest with you, when I think of South Dakota, I don't think about people watching their weight and their health. So explain to me that.
So, and actually that's one of the reasons I opened. When we first moved here, there was a high-end steak, and then you had fast food. And my husband, he's vegetarian. We raised my daughter vegetarian. And for me, I never was crazy about meat anyway. But also I'm Mediterranean. For us, fresh meal, that's mean you pick the vegetables in the morning. That's how I ended up opening the restaurant, because I wanted to have healthy, fresh food. And everybody, including my friends, especially my Syrian friend and Lebanese friend, they thought I'm totally, said, are you kidding? Nobody will eat hummus, nobody will eat za'atar. And now 16 years later, Food Network magazine, they chose us last year as #1 healthy vegetarian in the country.
Sanaa is one of those people who I could sit down and chat with for hours and hours. I love her country so much, and it's been a really special treat to enjoy Syrian cuisine and hospitality in South Dakota of all places. If you ever find yourself in Sioux Falls, make sure to stop in her restaurant and tell her that Drew says salam alaikum. So Sanaa, what is one message you want to say to the world?
Oh God, just accept everybody to who they are. That's the only way we're going to stop fighting.
That's a great answer to my question.
Thank you.
That's true.
Thank you. It's true back home, it's true back here.
Wow, I have no words right now. That was one of the best hours of my life in that restaurant. Sanaa is so sweet. So cool to see what she's doing here, representing Syria, cooking Syrian food for South Dakotan people. I'm so full and I got more food to go. But when in South Dakota, never know what you're gonna see. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you next time. Can I pay you for all of this? Please? I feel bad taking all your food for free.
No, I have a policy. It's called marketing. I don't market. I don't do advertisement. I do anything. So for me, even when I take my customers, I give them extra blah, 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 everything. This is my market.
Just be nice to people.
Exactly.
And word of mouth is the best marketing you can get.
Exactly.
So how many Syrians are in South Dakota?
I would say about 150. Okay, so you have like my husband's family.
Well, they're Lebanese, but same.
Well, no. You sound like my husband now. When they came 100 years ago, there was no Lebanon.
Okay. This is getting a little too political now. We're gonna cut that part.
There was Syrian on their passport. Actually, some of the paper, it's funny, because we have it said from the land of Muhammad, because the Turks were there. That's what the paper from Ellis Island, it said the land of Muhammad.
They came to Ellis Island? Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, so you have a lot of family. They actually very prominent family came 100 years ago. They're businessmen, everything. Then you have the new immigrant like me. A lot of doctors. Most of them are doctors.
Got it.
Actually, come to think of it, all of them are doctors.
Really?
Yeah.
How does it feel when people, or especially Americans, they think Syria is like the most dangerous country in the world?
I would try. All of my friend and I. We post videos when we travel. We show them how beautiful the women are, how chic they are, and we show them like what we make like mini mezza here. We put hummus, muhammara, and we say this is like 1% of the mezza they have in Syria, and it's safe. And
talk about South Dakota, because I've been to 48 states in the country. This is my 48th state. So my first time in South Dakota. A lot of people don't know what's happening here, and they have bad stereotypes.
Yeah.
What is it like to live in South Dakota?
Actually, if you have a kid, this is the best place to inexpensive, but also it's very safe. People are extremely helpful. Like if you ask for direction, sometimes they go with you to show you where to go.
Sounds like Syria.
Yeah, exactly, and safe. And one, for example, for me, I had a restaurant. You can easily take your child to school, come do your work. When they leave, pick them up, take them to piano, come back to work, take them to soccer. This is all 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
No traffic, no pollution. But at the same time, like I said, the most important thing is how friendly they are.
I'm Drew Binsky, and if you like my travel videos, please click subscribe and join me as I plan to visit every country in the world.